Hey guys, welcome to the second part to What If Naruto and Sasuke Were Brothers. Okay, so in this part of the What If, well, actually, before we get into it, my sister's gonna be helping me out with the channel, and she's actually gonna start co-hosting with me. She's gonna talk to you guys a little bit later on in the video, but I just wanted to let you guys know. Anyway, let's jump into this part. So in the last part, Naruto and Sasuke single-handedly, I don't give a fuck you Sakura fans, single-fucking-handedly fought Kakashi and passed the belt test. Naruto and the four of them, just hear the air quotes, the four of them kept going on missions together. And after a period of about 7 months, Kakashi really began to see how they had improved. They had begun new ninjutsu mastery, and Sasuke began using a katana, which he infuses with lightning chakra. Naruto is now a bit more tactical, and Sasuke seems to have better control over his Kyuubi chakra. Naruto also seems to be able to infuse some of his attacks with the Kyuubi chakra. And after a certain point, Kakashi decides that he's gonna, recommend them to the Anbu.
Due to Naruto and Sasuke's skill, Kakashi started to put in a recommendation for Naruto and Sasuke to be in the Anbu.
Okay, I said that already, but whatever. So, yeah, he told Hiruzen, look, these two are pretty good, put them in the Anbu. And so he takes them, he marches them for a period of about 4 weeks, and then a month. And then he's like, all right, Kakashi, I'm going to do it. And so on their first day, before that, actually, when they get the news, Sasuke looks excited. Because if he joins the Anbu, he has two reasons to join. One, he joined younger than Itachi, I believe. Itachi joined when he was 14. Sasuke's 13 right now. So that makes him feel that he's better than Itachi. And two, if he joins the Anbu, becomes a high-ranking member, he can find out where Itachi is and get revenge for killing the rest of their clan and severely hurting Naruto that day, I guess. But, anyway. So, Naruto wasn't excited about it because the number one knucklehead ninja just genuinely doesn't care about something like that. And now having to go and follow even stricter rules just isn't his style. So he kind of is more outspoken about his disdain for what the Hiruzen's proposition towards them. Of course, Sasuke doesn't want to leave his brother behind. So he kind of grimaced and was like, we decline. But before he can finish his sentence, Naruto busts out and is like, we accept. And Sasuke's a bit surprised and taken aback about Naruto's sudden confidence with him coming and saying that they accept. Later on, Sasuke asks Naruto, what the hell was that? And Naruto says, I know what you're thinking and I know what you want to do. And personally, I don't think I can stop you, but I am going to help you. So, for their first mission, they're tasked with finding 10 fake members of the Anbu, people who are posing as Anbu members to get a village, to get certain people in a small town to just let them do whatever they want. And my sister's gonna take it from here for a little bit.
Naruto and Sasuke both succeeded on their first mission. They were very smart, and they were already able to figure out what the 10 posing Anbu members. Sasuke and Naruto both worked properly and very quickly on the battlefield, delivering quick blows to their enemies, therefore getting rid of them all.
So, after their first mission success, they felt a bit confident about what they can do in the future. And so they kind of figured that maybe if we can move up the ranks fast enough, we can find Itachi. That night, Naruto doesn't sleep. He turns and turns and turns. He feels horrible because even though that they were bad people, they had just murdered them for no reason but besides the third Hokage demanding that they die. He knew that they were doing something wrong, but he just didn't feel comfortable about it. But nevertheless, he went back to sleep later that night. The next day, they walk into Anbu headquarters, and they're greeted by the Anbu captain and a second-class Anbu member by the name of Kuzan. Okay, the captain tells them and Kuzan that they have to go after a member who has, let's just say, betrayed Anbu. He's taking information and he's going to sell it to the village in the sand. And his name is Aokiji. So, the Uchiha brothers and Kuzan rush after Aokiji. On the way, Naruto asks Kuzan about his powers and jutsus. And Kuzan explains how he uses ice-based jutsu to kind of like take out his opponents. He uses quick and precise attacks from afar to swiftly dole out justice. Naruto asks Kuzan about Aokiji if he knows anything. And he's like, you see, we were partners once, and he has a very, very, very special type of jutsu. It's called magma release. And you see, but the thing is, he actually takes it and he uses it in taijutsu. He rarely doesn't use it in jutsu form. He covers his body in an aura of magma, and he fights his opponents to a stalemate, or usually to their death. They make their way to where Aokiji is giving away the information, and Kuzan prepares himself, steadying his blade as he creates an ice cannon. The cannon shoots a spear, killing the sand ninja who is taking the information from Kuzan. As soon as the sand ninja died, the others were alerted to his presence, and so they prepared for fight. Sasuke jumped down, sending lightning chakra right through his blade, slashing one of the sand ninja clean in half. Aokiji backed away as he noticed his former partner. He gritted his teeth, saying, "You cost me a lot of money, you know that, Kuzan? And I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. So here's this. You're gonna die. You're gonna die now, and there's nothing you can do to stop me." He charges at Kuzan. Kuzan uses one of his most powerful jutsus, and it's called sheer cold. Basically, it freezes all the moisture in the air, effectively freezing someone to death. But he only managed to cover about like 95% of his body in this magma time. So one of his arms gets frozen off, and he screams in pain, and he screams out, "Ah!" And then he grits his teeth, and he looks at Kuzan, and he's like, Look what you did, you bastard!" And he punches him square in the jaw. At this time, Naruto is still hiding behind the rock wall, and he's just summoning shadow clones, and those shadow clones summon shadow clones. And then Naruto finally gets ready to join the fight. He jumps on the back of one of his shadow clones, pulls out his katana from its sheath on his hip, and he's like, "Naruto army, charge!" And the Naruto's just charging the battle, some breaking off to fight with Sasuke, and some, including Naruto, going to help Kuzan. Naruto hops off his shadow clone's shoulders and to join the fight. Immediately, Aokiji doesn't even look Naruto's direction and kills all of his clones. Naruto realizes that this guy's the real deal and he shouldn't go easy on him. So he jumps back and he's like, "Fire style! Multi-fireball jutsu!" And he just shoots 4 to 5 fireballs directly at Aokiji. He dodges most of them, but gets hit by one of them. But due to the nature of his abilities, it doesn't really faze him that much. And then he notices Kuzan on the floor. He gets a little angry, and he summons about 4 more shadow clones. Each clone charges at Kuzan, and they all start just trying to fight him, but he shakes off the first 2. So Naruto has an idea, and he tells them Formation CX. Formation CX is where it's quite a simple formation. So the 2 clones distract an opponent using fireball jutsus, right? dragon breath jutsu. It's a technique where they shoot a large stream of fire out of their mouth like a dragon, distracting the opponent and keeping them on the defensive. Naruto tunnels underground, catches them off with a shadow clone, and then the shadow clone will hold them in place. Naruto pops from the ground, and he hits them, and he usually would decapitate them. So the clones are holding off Aokiji, and Naruto's tunneling underground. The clone grabs a hold of his leg and tries to keep him in place. When Naruto goes for the slash to kill Aokiji and end this fight, the sword breaks on impact with his neck. And then he notices where his fleshy neck once was is hardened magma. And all the saliva in Naruto's mouth is gone, and he's scared because he's never encountered an opponent that he hasn't been able to kill quickly. So he jumps back and he tells Kuzan, "We have to do this." So the shadow clones are still doing that, but the amount of chakra that he displays into them, they're about to disappear really soon. So he has an idea, and he sits there. He stands completely still, and then he covers his entire. Oh, by the way, his affinities. Actually, I'll tell you later. So he covers his entire hand in wind chakra, and then one hand. He creates one hand is surrounded by surrounded by wind in the shape of a battle axe, and around that battle axe is an orange aura. And the next hand is like I don't know how to explain it. A shuriken. Yes, a shuriken. Let's go with that. A shuriken. So Kuzan and Naruto prepare to finish Aokiji off. The clones disappear. The one holding him in place is about to disappear too, until he jumps out of the ground and tries to uppercut him, only for Aokiji to just smash him out of existence. Like, he doesn't even blink. He's just like, boom, now you're dead. And so Naruto keeps charging. He takes his battle axe hand and then he screams out, "Wind style! Wind axe jutsu!" And he slashes him, but Aokiji realizes that this one's a bit stronger than his last attack, so he tries to dodge, only getting cut in the side, a deep gash. But he kicks Naruto back like the little kid he is, and Naruto in desperation throws his wind shuriken, hitting Aokiji. Naruto realizes that he's not gonna win this, and he looks at the second class Anbu Black Ops member. He grins at him as he charges at Kuzan, and he just punches him in the face. Not a chakra-infused punch, not anything. Just a regular, old, everyday punch. And Aokiji just sends the child flying into a rock. As Naruto peels himself out of his little hole in the rock, he passes out. And now for the chilling conclusion.
Kuzan, after seeing Naruto's sacrifice, decides he's going to give it his all and puts all of his leftover chakra into a final attack, the chilling conclusion. This attack does nothing to Aokiji. All it does is freeze his armor off. Aokiji, in pure rage, uses a lot magma fist and sends it straight to Kuzan, killing him. After Naruto wakes up a few seconds after seeing Kuzan's limp body with a huge hole through it. He looks at Kuzan, then he looks at Aokiji. Both of his hands torn off, his clothes ripped, and a huge gash on his stomach. Aokiji knows he's not going to make it out of this encounter alive, but he figured he might as well take those Anbu bastards out with him. So, he clutches his stomach, creating two magma arms where his hand meets his shoulder come, right? And he charges forward straight at Naruto. But the kid lowers his head. And when Aokiji is about to clash with Naruto, he catches the magma with one hand and throws him into the rocks, crushing them as Aokiji goes flying. Naruto's covered in a cloak of pure Nine Tails energy. And then
Only then, Aokiji is truly scared of what's gonna happen next. So, Naruto charges at him, slashing into his stomach and punching him. As he screams like a feral animal, he looks at him and he says, "This is for my friend, you bastard," crushing his head with one punch. The feral beast doesn't stop, however. He charges, running at Sasuke, who's still fighting the Sand Shinobi, slashing and cutting through all of them until only him and Sasuke stand in a pool of blood. And as Naruto takes in a breath, returning back to normal, he looks at what he's done and he cries. One single tear falling down his face as he realizes he's a monster and that he's killed. But after this mission, the Uchiha twins are dead. And it's the birth of not Naruto and Sasuke, no. It is the birth of the twin deaths of Konoha, the Deadeye twins, Naruto and Sasuke. Anyway, find out what happens next in the next part of this What If. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Not gonna force you. However, comment if you can. Go to the comment